Hi everyone, we're back for our fireside chats. Sorry it's been a while. There have been so many programs going on Fridays. We had Master 1, Master 2. We've had a lot of prep going on. So our Fridays have been taken up, but we're back with a Q&A. I'm very happy today actually to have Ophi here. So we can just pan over to Ophi. Ophi's here. We're working on preparing for her workshop called Set Up for Success. I love the name of that workshop, Ophi, just great name. And it's all built on that saying that I've said for so many years. The setup is 90% of the exercise. And we're going to take that a step further and say the setup is 100% of the success of an exercise. 100% of the success of an exercise depends on the setup. If it's not set up correctly, you're not going to have success. So we're upgrading 90 to 100. We also have here Juhan and Hani from Korea. And we've got over there Jen. We may not be able to pan all the way over, but we've got Jen teaching in the studio. So we're all here today. So we're starting with a question, Ophi, that is just perfect for why we're here. And that is from Sherry. How to set up for backstroke, teaser prep, and teaser on the long box. We spoke about this. We found a good way of setting up. So Ophi is going to demonstrate how to set up for, Ophi, if you came from this side, I think it's going to be better. So watch, she takes the straps, as if we're going to do breaststroke prep, but no, we then bring it around to the other side. We then straddle the box, slide the pelvis under, bring the scapula, the box to there, or the scapula, the bottom edge of the scapula on the box. You don't want to be too far over because then you're going to feel that you're sliding. So you want to feel quite comfortable, but that you can still get that nice stretch for the thoracic spine, for the chest. Good. And we get into position. And you'll feel, the moment you lift the legs, if you feel you tipping over, come down a little. Okay, and here we're in position for either the backstroke or the teaser prep. Watch how far Ophi goes back here. She gets this beautiful arm position and takes that thoracic spine into extension, lets the head find its position. And this would be the beginning to bring the knees in a little closer. Perfect. That's the beginning for teaser prep. And teaser, of course, would be out there. Actually, the one that feels the scariest is the teaser prep, right, Ophi? Because here you feel, as you're bringing the knees in, that you're going to slide over. So if you need to scoot down a little bit, that's fine. At the end of the exercise, just drop the straps, help yourself up, and that's it. So the setup, Ophi showed it so well, grabbing the straps, not holding them on the same side, but rather bringing them around and then stepping on to the reformer. Now Ophi, another one Sherry asked about is the side split. And you remember we did the side split together? A great setup for this exercise. So we've got Ophi on a very kind but challenging red spring on the third gear. Okay, so Ophi, you go ahead. She steps on. She holds the wood and holds the carriage. She steps on. Now, Ophi, did we go all the way out there in one fell swoop?
If they could.
If they could go out there, but I don't mind them stepping on. Let's step off again, Ophi, so we don't get that hitting. So you step onto here, put the hand, step onto the carriage, just onto the carriage, and then glide that foot out, holding there. This is the important part, and that is the rolling up into position right there. It's holding the carriage against the stopper as you roll up into position. And that is the more important part. Then when you finish, again, putting the hands down, bringing that leg in, and then stepping off. Okay? So I just want to try it myself, Ophi, just to make sure that we're in place. So you step on there. So that's really important to transfer the weight. You're there. You're there. Find that inner thigh work, rolling up and into position. Bending it over, bringing it in, stepping down. Okay? Good. Ophi's, of course, got a shorter leg. Not of course, but you've got shorter leg. So it wouldn't be wrong to put a little block here for Ophi. Okay. From here, is placement of the body on the side over on the short box. Johan, could you bring us a short box? Thank you so much. We got our friend Johan here helping with the props. I love that. So, we get the strap. Now, if it's someone tall, what I'll do actually is move the stopper out. We had someone tall here earlier, Esty. She did it. I moved the stopper out to the third hole for Esty and then put the springs on because she's tall. With Ophi, we don't have that problem. So we're going to put the springs on. And Ophi, if you could get onto the box. There. Notice her leg is in parallel. Now sometimes the strap, just the nature of the strap will want to turn that foot out a little. You try keep it parallel, not terrible if there's the slight external rotation, but the work is to internally rotate. You put the hand on the shoulder rest, not on the head rest, on the shoulder rest. You bring it to here. Put it behind the head. She's in a great position. Head perfect. And away she goes. And you'll do the exercise. You want to do the exercise? Ophi, I can see you raring to go. And only come to that diagonal line. To that diagonal line. On the last one, put the elbow down. Just like that. And then she can take a stretch in this direction. Just like that. Don't show any other quadratus lumborum stretches or anything. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the mirror rather than looking at the camera. Keep it simple. Remember, we want things to be clear. Don't go into variations and keep it like the book. Just like the book. Okay. Even this, do we show that stretch in the book?
Yes. That.
Right now we do. Right now we do. I'm not sure in the new one. If we don't show it in the new one, we'll talk about it at the summit. But right now, we do show it. Mm-hmm. Good. Do we have any specific way to show the setup for the hamstring curl?
Oh, that's the one we came up with.
Right. So we will, with great pride, show the setup for the hamstring curl. And good.
So like breaststroke.
I'm so grateful I've got people like Ophi, people like Sherry, they keep me on the straight and narrow. I'd completely forgotten this. Ophi, I better attend your workshop so I can set up for success. But I do remember us working on this, and this was a lovely way to get in. So like the breaststroke, you grab the straps, get onto the box, and then reach back, put one on, put the other on, and you're set up to then go into the hamstring curl. Now about the hamstring curl, while we're on the subject, the way we teach it in the course, the way we teach it on the course, we don't show adjusting the straps. Forgive me if I keep looking at the mirror. I'm looking at Ophi in the mirror wanting to cue her. I will look at the camera. Remember, the first thing you do once you're on the box is go into hip extension. So you lift the knees up, lift the thighs up, and then bend, keeping those thighs high, and then straighten back, go all the way, and then keep those thighs up, Ophi. What spring do I have you on?
That's generous.
Oh, very kind, very kind, very kind, very kind, very kind, very kind. And there. Now, in the books, I have actually wrapped it around. So, Ophi, if you wouldn't mind hopping on.
Oh, sorry.
I've actually wrapped it around the handle like this until I am at a length, which would be about there, 3 wraps, so that she gets range of motion throughout. If I showed this, I'm not sure if we took the photographs like this. If we did, then we will show the students how to do this. We should probably then introduce it in the course. We'll talk about it at the summit in May. It's not a long time. We'll talk about it in the summit. But the problem with this wrapping, I'm not sure if you'd be able to do the setup. Let's try it.
We didn't try it this way, but we did.
We haven't tried it like this. If there's any moments of danger. This works well as long as you're on a lighter spring. If you're on a heavy spring, this may be a little bit precarious. But now straighten. Go. Go, 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 feet. And now we're perfectly set up. You don't have to straighten all the way because then that will happen even with these leashes that we've got. So you'd have to go to about there and then bend, 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 and then straighten. You can't go too far, particularly if you've got a lot of plantar flexion like Ophi, because you'll start losing the straps and keeping this hip extension all the time. Good, you feel that?
Absolutely.
Yes, we feel it a lot more. So we will talk about introducing this method of shortening the straps during our upcoming summit. At this point, I would teach it just going, let the ropes go slack, and then the ropes will pick up, let the ropes go slack, and then the ropes will pick up. Hi everyone, we're back for scene 2. Sherry, I hope we answered all your questions about the setup for the backstroke, teaser prep, teaser, and then the side split. The main thing with the side split is to feel confident, to not get that jumping around and the banging of the carriage. And what I do love is the roll-up, because that roll-up immediately shows from the outset that the person has control and has the awareness of the hip adductors to control that movement. And then the hamstring curl, as I said, until the summit, just teach it with the ropes going slack, and it's easier to get onto the box with the lighter weight of the rope slack. Satoko asked, swan on the floor, swan on floor on the Wunda Chair. Does the pedal come all the way to the bottom, or do we float it just above the bottom? Take it all the way down, Satoko. all the way down to the base of the chair. But it does not mean it bangs, and it does not mean you can rest down there. That is the challenge, is that you bring it all the way down, but that you can still float it up. So yes, that is the most challenging part of the exercise. Bring the pedal all the way down to the base, and then all the way up. Sotoko asked another good question. Why is the hip opener on the Cadillac in the footwork, whereas the hip opener in the Wunda Chair is in leg work? You wrote additional leg work, Sotoko. We don't actually use additional, just leg work is fine. It's a very good question, and there would be rationale certainly to keep the hip opener on the Cadillac in the leg work. However, we often use the hip opener as part of the footwork series. You're in position already. You're doing your single leg. You turn on your side and you do the hip opener if the person is ready for it. So it's perfectly logical to put it into the footwork, and it really fits into the footwork so well. The hip opener on the Wunda Chair is a different beast. It's a different type of exercise. It is in a completely different position to the footwork, first of all. Second of all, you are so intensely working the external rotators of the hip joint. Yes, the hip open on the Cadillac, you're in external rotation, but the springs are really helping you get into that position. They're giving you the stretch. It's more of a stretch. On the Wunda Chair, it's a great way of finding your deep external rotators of the hip joint. I think it's got its place right there in the hip, in the leg work, and the hip open on the Cadillac has a wonderful place in the footwork. So that is the rationale there. We have a great question from Amy Desai from Denver, Colorado. Amy, your question is, in the crab, when you're overhead with the legs and we switch legs, do we keep the legs parallel to the floor, or do we bring them down to the floor? Because if you've got shorter arms, you cannot reach the legs. Amy, the answer to your question, you actually gave that option here, is to bring the legs down toward the floor. If they can touch the floor, great. If they cannot touch the floor, it's not a problem. But bring them down so that you can hold the feet, that you should be able to hold the feet. So Ophi's volunteered to give us a great demonstration of this exercise. So she's holding her feet, lovely. Just watch that you don't keep the foot aligned. You're just sickling a little. So a little more. That's better. Okay. Drawing in and rolling. She goes overhead. Oh, you let go a little early, Ophi. That's what Amy was referring to. So straighten the legs and change. Grab. Change. Did you change? Mm-hmm. Okay. And bend and roll. Pushing over. And there. And then going back. Pulling in, taking the legs down. That's it. Change. Don't bend them too soon, Ophi. Let's show Amy what we mean. And over. Hold it there. Change it. Hold it. And then bend it. And then come in. So it's really just a light holding of the feet. Amy, you don't have to really hold on. But yes, the arms, in most cases, will be able to reach the feet when you're overhead, but certainly not if they stay parallel. You've got to bring those legs down to the ground. They don't have to be parallel. So that, I'm not sure that was ever a cue really, to keep them parallel We go over, we bring the legs. As you roll over, there may be a moment when they parallel, but then they come all the way down. Finally, we have a question from Maria from Slovakia. Maria, we did go over the rowing series, but we've got Ophi here, or we can use any of the other wonderful faculty here to quickly go over the rowing series. Okay. Hani from Korea is going to demonstrate the rowing for us. Maria, watch. There's 6 distinct steps in the rowing back. Complicated exercise. Keep your arms just shoulder width. Hani, go forward just a little. That's perfect. Just enough room here so when she goes down, the sacrum is nice and stable. It has a good platform, even a little bit of the lumbar spine. Okay, she inhales as she brings the arms in. Nice. She didn't lean back. Many people lean back on that phase. Exhale as she keeps the hands next to her sternum. So keep that connection here. That's it. Inhale, she internally rotates. Exhale, keeps the carriage still. Go a little further forward. And then brings the arms around. And exhale as she rolls up. So honey, the one step here, as you go out to the side, don't try pull. Just keep the carriage very still. No movement. And then as you come forward, don't round. Think of going forward so you're really nice and far forward. And then I would suggest just keeping the hands like that so you don't open them out there. Okay? And number 1, inhale. Number 2, exhale. Keep this connection with your sternum. Even a little more, little more. Ah, yes. And inhale, nice. Exhale, keep the carriage still. Yes. And take it around. Now, honey, stop there. You could go a little further. You see that? That's what you want to feel. As you dive forward, you want to feel this beautiful length here. And then roll up. So we'll do one more. And inhale. Bring it in. And exhale as you roll down. You see how low she is? Right down there before she was too high. Inhale. That's the challenge in this exercise. Now go all the way forward, honey, as you bring those arms back. Oh, yes. And bring the arms around. She'll get used to keeping the fingers a little closed. And then that was beautiful. You see, now you went really forward rather than staying too rounded. You want to reach forward. And this opening of the hands is just a little bit of a habit. It's better just to keep the hands gently. Okay, let's go to number 2. So that was 6 steps, 6 distinct steps. Number 2, biceps. 1. So, honey, you only want to come to 90 degrees here. 90 degrees. Good. Now, either we're going to have to keep those fingers longer, like that, or make a small fist. More and more, I'm just take the fingers out of it and just make a small fist. That's 90 degrees. Exhale as you roll down and the arms just drop down. Go, 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 go. Yes. Again, she's nice and low here. Inhale. And exhale, first ab now. go through the back extension. So we're going to do that one again. Because your arms were a bit too high. Think of it, you've got this position, right? We want that exact position on a diagonal. So that when you come here, you're there. Rather than there and then dropping. It's this exact position on a diagonal. Okay? Let's go. And inhale. About there. Now exhale as you drop down, and now you should be exactly 90 degrees in those elbows. That's better. Inhale and exhale, go. Beautiful. Oh yes. Yes, yes, yes. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Still pulling too much. So you want to get that 90 degrees. Let go of the arm a little bit. About there, yes. Inhale and, sorry, I messed up the breathing there. So we'll do one more. And then you get that little correction, and inhale as you bend. Exhale as you go down. Inhale and exhale. Good. Turn around. Okay. Thumb in the straps. And out. And inhale. And inhale. And exhale. And tip the mat. Inhale. And internal rotation of the shoulder. She finds that line and then comes around in that coronal frontal plane, and she ends right by her hip joint and then just lifts up. Beautiful. One more and then we'll do the last one. And down and up. Watch your hyperextension there, honey. So a little bit more bicep. That's it. Hard one for you. I know that hyperextension is difficult to deal with. And bring it in. And now the fourth one. So this one, Maria, is the hardest. As we go forward and reaching out and up and around. So honey, I want you here to be in more of a ball shape. So it's powerful, it's together so that you can explode out of the ball. Yours a little too open. Let's do that again. So, as you go down into your, like a C curve, go down, the elbows come a little forward like that. So this now is a powerful position. Beautiful. Look at that great curve. Love that. And now from here, reaching out and then up. Now remember, not all of us are going to be as low as honey because we're not as flexible as her. So our diagonal line may be a little higher. You could even come a little bit higher. It's just a little low that time. Bring it in one more time. And go down. She's in this beautiful shape here. And then she lengthened her neck. I love that. And then take it up. And around. And Sherry and I were just clarifying this position the other day, I think, of allowing the strap to just come very loosely under the arm. And the arms just float like that. One more. And over you go. And don't have the arms too narrow. You want those straps to be, no, here they can be narrow. Here they can be, it's just as you straighten them, keep them a little wider. And that'll allow the straps to pass here. And go. Yes, look at that. And up. And around. And in. Beautiful work. Beautiful. Honey, your English is amazing now. You don't need Johan anymore. Thank you, my sweetie. Thank you, everyone. Great session. Love you all, and I look forward to seeing you in May at our summit. Until then, maybe one more before then, but until then, bye.